Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I want to talk about something very important, something very dishonest that is going on at a rapid rate in this nation right now. It is the staging of tragedies by design and then raising money on the backs of those tragedies. This happened last year in Washington State in a big way and has happened many times since on smaller scales. On March 22nd, 322, 2014, Washington State, there was this monstrous landslide. This landslide that displaced all this earth in Oso, Washington, and there was this national news coverage, and right away, all sorts of agencies were trying to raise money. From Red Cross to United Way to the Salvation Army to all sorts of local charities. At the time, I was working for a social service company. I was managing a children's home for autistic children. Our entire workplace began raising money for this tragedy and asking all of its employees to donate money. And at the time, I was pretty sure this was a hoax, but I kept my lips sealed because I didn't have enough evidence. It just seemed oh so suspicious. Now, after watching everything that's been going on since and how many times this same scheme has been run in a many different number of ways, I am 100% sure that what they are doing is staging these incidents and then getting people to raise money out of false sympathy that is manufactured by the lying, deceiving mainstream media. Realize I do know that the landslide happened. I'm just saying it was purposeful, it was planned, I'm sure explosives were used, it was not natural as presented. Let me show you all that was coded into this event. First of all, Ozo has gematria of 49, simple English gematria, just like Washington with Pythagorean gematria. And, just for those of you who doubt the math, let me get out the gematria calculator. This is simple English gematria right here, using the alphabetic order where O is the 15th letter, S is the 19th. And this is Pythagorean gematria, where you compress each letter to a single digit and then add. Notice that Oso is 49, Washington is 49. In this tragedy, they say that 49 homes were destroyed. Of course, they do this because nobody knows gematria. The phrase out of this became oh so strong. There were t-shirts, there were billboards all over the state. The place I worked up put up posters, oh so strong, donate money to the Red Cross, etc. We're seeing a lot of this, we're seeing a lot of this city name strong. Right now, the same thing just happened in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I just did a video revealing what a fraud that is. Oh so strong is interesting though. Strong has the gematria of 93, like the word propaganda, which is why they like to use this. Remember Boston Strong after the Boston Marathon bombing? I'll show you this right here, Truth Seeker. Boston Marathon bombing, 93. Propaganda, 93. It embarrasses me that the people in this nation can't see that this stuff's propaganda. There was nothing that looked real about the Boston Marathon bombing. You have to be completely blind and gullible to believe such crap. Anyway, just look. Boston Marathon bombing, 93. Propaganda, 93. Strong, 93. What I am showing you is gematria. This is a hidden occult knowledge. Our English alphabet is based on it. You want to see something, Truth Seeker? While we're here with the calculator, watch this. English. Gematria. Gematria is based on the alphabetic order. Whoop. Alphabetic order, gematria, English, all 74. Very important number to the Freemasons. It is the Freemasons who are responsible for this. The English language is credited to a music composer who spells his name like that, Robert Wilkinson. Look at his name, gematria. 74. You know? It's a Masonic thing. It is a Jewish thing. Anyhow, back to this. Oh so strong, when you put it together, has gematria of 142, a very special number. When you write out 42, it sums to 142. Washington State is the 42nd state. It is named after George Washington, who was born on February 11th on the Julian calendar, the calendar of his time. That is the 42nd day of the year. The word Freemason equals 42. Extremely important numbers. If you've never seen my video on why marijuana was first legalized in Washington State and Colorado, please check that out. It too was by the numbers. Those states were chosen because of their numbers. They said it was a mudslide that was the result on March 22nd, which is true. What's funny is mudslide has gematria of 33, and with the S exception, 42. Connected to oh so strong, connected to Washington State, the 42nd state. Landslide, the other way of phrasing it, has gematria of 35, and with the S exception, 44, the kill number. At the time, I wondered if this might be a region for bigger things to come. It still could be. Seattle is on the 47th parallel. Mount Rainier is on the 47th parallel. Rainier equals 47. 47 is a big number up here. In Washington State, Rainier 74 the big way, 47 the small way. Seattle is actually ranked as one of the 30 most dangerous cities to live in the world because of Mount Rainier. It's an active volcano. It is built on the mud flows of the last time it erupted. If Mount Rainier was to erupt again, there would be a loss of life in the hundreds of thousands. All of the areas south of Seattle would be destroyed, which is population to hundreds of thousands of people, including the city of Tacoma. Anyhow, the date this happened on, the Oso landslide of March 22nd, 2014, is a date with 58 numerology, which is interesting because the word Freemasonry equals 58, and Washington, with the S exception, equals 58. 49 Pythagorean, 58 with the S exception. Also a date with 32 numerology, what I call the America number. This was a national news story for the whole nation. And a date with 39 numerology as well, the reflection of 93, one of the most important numbers to the Zionists and Masons. When you write out 39 and 42 as words, they both sum to 142, like oh so strong. Apologies if you hate these numbers, if it's too much for you. I just want people to see this, because this is how they always do it. They sync it all up. 39, 42, oh so strong, all the same. Notice what time this happened at, Truth Seeker. 10:37. If you drop the zero, zeros don't count in numerology, it becomes 137, the number 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. 33 is often the number of the hoax. Again, 137 is the 33rd prime number. 33, often the number of the hoax. They said 43 people died. The word massacre equals 43. A lot of sympathy was raised for this event to get, gullible people to donate their money. As someone who lives in Washington State, Truth Seeker, I can tell you it needs a whole lot more money than rich people who have mountain homes in the hills. There is an area of Seattle that is never talked about in the news. It is South Seattle. Seattle's an incredibly segregated city. There's a Dearborn Street. North of Dearborn is where the white population lives. South of Dearborn is where all the black people and minorities are. The neighborhoods in South Seattle are actually the most diverse neighborhoods in the entire nation. Very impoverished, a lot of crime, a lot of negativity down there, and nobody ever talks about that place, Crime happens there every day, Truth Seeker. The schools get broken into, people get shot. It never makes the news. That's why when people come here and criticize the work I'm doing and say, what, you don't know what you're talking about, this stuff happens all the time. I know it happens all the time. The media just doesn't report on it. All the media reports on are manufactured hoaxes, lies, stories that they control, stories that serve their agenda. In this case, the Oso mudslide is a story that they controlled to raise money, to pad their pockets while stealing it from the pockets of gullible people who don't know their media is fake and full of deception. Look at the coordinates of this landslide. A little bit north of Seattle on the 48th parallel. Remember, the words hoax and propaganda equal 48. 223 is the 48th prime number. 223, the reverse of 322. The synagogue of Satan goes by the gematria of 223. So does Masonic in Jewish gematria. This event came exactly 48 days after the local Seahawks won the Super Bowl as well. Something tells me that's not a coincidence. Perhaps that was part of the price to pay for participating in the hoax Super Bowl, which it was. Super Bowl 48, Truth Seeker. This was 48 days after Super Bowl 48, won by the Washington State team, the Seattle Seahawks. And of course, this landslide's in Seattle. When this story was going on, the same woman they kept putting in the movie, not in the movie, in the news, it might as well be a movie. Same people run the movies that run the news. Anyway, they kept having this same woman on TV, survivor of the landslide, Robin Youngblood. And doesn't Youngblood just sound like an interesting name? Look at the gematria of Youngblood, Truth Seeker. 49, like Washington, like Oso, like the number of houses destroyed, supposedly. See what's going on here? Coded agents, actors, liars, deceivers. I'm sure she got paid a handsome sum for helping rip off all of America that donated. And I know it was a lot of people because even at my own workplace, a lot of money was raised for this. I didn't donate a penny. People thought I was Scrooge. No, I'm just the only one who knows what's going on, you know? That's what sucks about living in this world as an intelligent, aware person. People don't get it and they demonize you for knowing the truth. People just want to be victims to the lies. It's so tragic. In the reporting at the time, they pointed out that the last major landslide there was in 1949. How about that, too? Wonder what went on that time. Probably the exact same thing. Also, 17 years earlier, a report was put out by somebody named Daniel Miller. Look at the gematria of Miller. 33 gematria begins with 49, like 49. Anyway, in 1997, he said the area was unsafe, unsustainable, was susceptible to such a slide as it happened. It was warned about 17 years in advance. So again, you don't need to have sympathy for these people. The people who build their mansions in these hills, they're rich. They have more money than they know what to do with. People got to get wiser, Truth Seeker. The Red Cross is something that nobody should ever donate to. All they do is steal money. It never makes it to the victims. All the money that the Red Cross raised for the Haiti earthquake years ago, not a dime ever made it to Haiti. Not a single dime. They raised millions of dollars. It's sick, Truth Seeker. So this is what's going on. Oh, so strong and a whole lot more. If you see that word strong, you should know right away it's probably propaganda run by the gang. All right, until next time.